You're a big back.
This woman is unstoppable. This woman is remarkable. And apparently the face of young women wanting to starve themselves. Hello, my name is Haley. I make videos on pop culture and video essay commentary because if there is one thing that will remain true in this world, it is that I will always have an opinion no matter what. Big backs are taking over the world, or so the pro Anna and Mia people are wanting us to believe. I don't know how many of you have been paying attention, but within the last year or so, I've seen quite an alarming uptick of the word big back and very fat phobic media. It's not a secret whatsoever that the fashion industry swings in a pendulum, and with that pendulum being at very accepting, well, more accepting of fat bodies and more body positive, more body neutrality, it's no surprise that unfortunately it is now swinging in the opposite direction of heroin chic. So I guess depending on who you ask, you could say you saw it coming, and by it I mean the trends of things like legging legs, headphoned waist, extreme dieting, and other adjacent topics that are regarding thinning is winning, or thin is win, or whatever the fuck. And whatever other garbage the algorithm has been pushing out on TikTok and other social media platforms targeted towards young women and girls. And most recently and notably, I've noticed this with pop star Tate McCrae. She's a very beautiful woman with a killer body, I might add. Like, I can't lie about that. She's famous for not only her music, but also her stage presence, because she used to be a dancer on Dance Moms, and so she's definitely known for these, like, very extra dances, dancing on stage. Like, she just has killer stage presence, basically. But what was surprising to me was the amount of hobos in the comment section on TikTok over the new Skims ad campaign being like, I'm not gonna eat for a week because I saw this. Oh my god, I'm not eating Thanksgiving dinner. I'm skipping Thanksgiving dinner. Excuse me? What? What the fuck is this? Which, if you haven't seen, here are some pictures. Now, I will say, Tate looks absolutely 100% stunning, glamorous, beautiful, as she always does. But, like, this is a girl who eats. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this girl, she ain't missing no meals. And that's not a bad thing. Like, she looks, like, very healthy, athletic. But, like, first of all, like, there are just so many things wrong with those comments. But, like, the fact that people are just saying that they're gonna starve themselves because of it is just very utterly perplexing. Which, might I add, that athletic build is achieved by exercise and also fueling her body properly, as in eating. So personally, I guess I just felt very confused by it, because how you achieve a build like that is, first of all, genetics, and second of all, by probably weight training and eating enough. It honestly reminds me a lot of the early 2000s or the early 2010s when I was a little kid, and I thought that a lot of characters who, looking back, were not at all fat at all, but I thought that they were just, like, humongous, to be honest. And I know, like, a lot of people also felt that way about them. People like Trina Vega or, like, Harper Finkel. Like, we all thought that they were huge. I don't want to say we all. A lot of us thought that they were freaking huge because that's what Disney wanted us to think, and Nickelodeon. But, like, in reality, like, these girls were nothing of the sort, which is just insane. And I think that throughout the decade, we definitely saw much larger pushback against this rhetoric, as it had been so damaging to girls and young women. And I mean, the ideal body before the BBL era of the 2010s was quite literally heroin chic, so that's 100% terrible, obviously. So the purpose of today's video was essentially to just educate my younger audience, and honestly anyone who's feeling personally affected by the fat phobic rhetoric in the media recently over the past couple year or so, because I want to push back against that also. I want you guys to know that it is important to fuel your body, obviously, like, and just pound it into your head. But to also understand that what people are spewing about Tate McRae and people with more normal to average looking bodies shouldn't be up for discussion in a conversation concerning not eating. It has been incredibly disappointing to me, as somebody who is recovering from an eating disorder, is a woman, and also has women who I care about in my life. So in addition to this, I also wanted to bring up big back culture, because I think that's also really freaking damaging. And honestly, like, I think we should all collectively stop using terms like that. All the term big back is a brain rot term for people who spend way too much fucking time on TikTok and dissect women's bodies. Although, like, originally it was a very playful term on TikTok, I just feel like now it's spiraled way out of control. Like, people are calling themselves big backs for just eating a meal or simply existing. It seems to me like a reformulated, repackaged version of the skinny dieting culture of the 2000s, as well as internalized misogyny to just keep on perpetuating the patriarchy's beauty standard. Calling yourself a big back for eating dinner is not okay, and it's really just fueling eating disorder culture, which I've obviously also noticed an uptick in the past years. So if you're a woman, love a woman, or care about women in general, please understand that these terms, although seemingly playful and harmless, will have lasting impacts on the women in your life, and they are micro attacks on women. So don't give in to the skinny is winning culture, guys. It's literally bullshit. Most people that end up starving themselves end up with a binge eating disorder anyways, if that's like any extra consolation. So if that's any extra incentive for you not to starve yourself, like, there you go. I'm honestly just really tired of women's bodies being something that's up for discussion, especially in light of recent events. And I hope that post-election, all of my girlies, gays, theys, everybody out there are doing all right. I linked some resources in the description box just in case any of you are struggling with anything. My DMs are open on Instagram if any of you ever need to talk. I want you to feel like my channel is a safe space for you guys. And yeah, I hope all of you guys are doing well. So if any of you are struggling just personally or in relation to recent events, feel free to DM me or use any of the resources in my description. Love you all. XOXO, Hailey.